I take it with Nintendo Age, it's imminent doom, just knocking at the door, and all the members sort of in a panic. Here's where you came in with video game Sage, and I think I was in like the first 40 or 50 people to join the site. Now I know I'm not the most active now, but towards the end of the Nintendo Age, I was sort of becoming less and less active in the forum just because of everything else going on in life. And actually, one of the reasons I started up Playas Guide was because of how much information was being lost when Nintendo Age was gone. And I wanted to try to pass some of that on to newer collectors, because there's a lot of new YouTubers and collectors out there that they kind of make me cringe, where there's, they want to do something great, but there's not, I don't want to say not the passion, because the passion's there, but the experience and knowledge isn't. And that's something that a site like Nintendo Age could have, you're on that site for a year and you would have been able to access all of that and learn so much.
Yeah.
And it's not really out there anymore. So I wanted to try to pass some of that on, and I saw, there's this sort of void online, that needed filling, and you saw that as well because, Nintendo Age was coming to an end. So could you talk a little bit about how Video Game Sage came about?
Yeah, of course. So I'll segue into that from kind of the end, I suppose, of the last thing I was talking about. So basically, I was working directly with GoCollect. I was a freelance consultant for them. So I was like, you could say on the payroll. They were paying me money to do things for them. One of the things that got me in that position, for me personally, was that they said, you'll be working on Game Value Now and on Nintendo Age. You'll have access to change Nintendo Age and update it, keep it going, fix things that are bugging the users. And that very much appealed to me. I wanted to keep Nintendo Age going, keep it fresh, keep it alive as long as humanly possible. I was very excited about this. To the point that I did a bunch of research and brought forward the idea of, hey, there's new forum software. I think that for a number of reasons, I had a bunch of presentation stuff and everything, like security. The site didn't have HTTPS. There was no SSL certificate. It wasn't very secure. Your data was very easily hackable. The site wasn't modern. It wasn't responsive. Same thing as Game Value Now. If you're on your phone, you have to like zoom in and move around and stuff. It's very annoying as a user. So it was just, I felt that it was time, the best possible time to change things is when ownership has changed. So I brought this to them after having already been brought on and told, you're going to work on Nintendo Age. The tune kind of changed a little, I feel, where it was now, well, no, we just want to keep the site up and running. We want people to be able to access Nintendo Age and use it, but we don't want to make any significant changes to it. We want to add advertisements to it. They added banner ads to it, which everyone loved, of course. But yeah, so I had done all of this research into modern forum software, including the ability to like move over all the posts and everything from Nintendo Age to a more modern software. It would have cost $1,000 to move things to the system we're using on VGS. Maybe a little more because of archival data. There's a lot of data on Nintendo Age, but the base price is $1,000. I think it's incredibly reasonable to move Nintendo Age to a new forum software. That would be fucking easy. So I did all that research, and that's why it was quite easy and quick for me to end up putting up VGS when things went sour. To be frank, yeah, the news about the decommissioning of the server came up. We were notified of it, Um, and then they decided to put up, what you see now on Nintendo Age, um, which is a mess. It's perfectly useless. Um, and yeah, I, honestly, I was upset. That's the real truth. At the end of the day, is I was upset that I was brought on to work on Nintendo Age and Game Value Now, and when the absolute need for moving it to a new forum software came up, it was just I wasn't notified. I wasn't asked for my opinion as a member of the community, as someone who had done research. Nothing. They just passed it off to their head developer and said, "Put this on a new forum software." And so he went and did that on his own. Just went and did it. No word to me. So yeah, I mean, I was hurt a little. I was a little offended, perhaps. And so it was very clear that the owners of Nintendo Age were in it to just have a thing on the internet, to leave it there. And I mean, that's granted, that's basically what they've always said publicly, is we just want to have it running. We want to keep Nintendo Age up. So I mean, I guess, yeah. They sold it as that, I guess, but it's not a very exciting prospect. It's not going to go anywhere. It was dying a slow death already. So I was like, nah, this community needs to live and thrive. So I spoke with the staff and said, hey, we can do better. Let's do better. And so we did, I think. We've been obviously growing at VGS. We've been getting a fair amount of users. We're not like, we don't have, 30K users or whatever, but couple thousand users, and they're pretty active, I think. So pretty good. Because of the research I did, though, it took like a day. Basically, I was like, I'll get this up and running and we can have it up and people can migrate. We need to do this before the server is decommissioned, because we don't fucking know what Go Collect is going to do, frankly. Mm-hmm. They don't necessarily immediately tell us everything.
And then you also lose access to promoting that site, to letting all those people know who are active, hey, a bunch of us are moving over here, you're welcome to join. So yeah, I was really kind of shocked at how fast you were at getting that up, because it seemed like it was already sort of designed in the background for just such a scenario, when really that wasn't the case. It was thrown together just really quick, and it didn't look that way.